Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Tell everybody in Michigan we said hi. Boo Price is supposed to be on the phones, but he's here with us. That's good. Golly, they've laid into it already, boys. Charlie, I wanted to tell you, we have got the Allison pan filters listed from you all, but we did the new part numbers to cover for 01 all the way up through. We just did away with the other part number. If there's something different on that, man, email me or call me or let me know. See what you think, man. All right. Here we go. All right, so this is our first Q&A back from 2019. We had a little bit of a layoff there. Adam was burning a couple of days on his that he had left over from the year. I had a few days that I was burning too. So hope everybody had a great holiday. Happy New Year to everybody. So we're ready to rock it out for 2019. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely. Adam wrote that too. Good luck to everybody for 2019. Hope you ate your black-eyed peas and cabbage for your first meal of 2019, because if you didn't, you're not going to have good luck this year. That's all a bunch of crap, but whatever. All right. A couple of things that we're doing at Thoroughbreds goal-wise for the year. We're trying to launch. I'm trying to launch a new line, maybe a couple of new lines a month. Trying to add as many lines as we possibly can to get in here. So if you guys watch and you're manufacturers and you got a product you want us to take a look at, we're definitely interested in seeing what you've got. My good friend, Mr. Robert Geist, just walked in. So we're going to introduce Bob Geist to the world. Bob is our new warehouse distribution manager. Bob has got a team of about 3 guys that work underneath of him that are going to be heading up our wholesale department. Bob's been in the diesel industry, 30 years?
Close to it.
Almost 30 years. So he's going to be your point of contact. Well, you'll have all 4 points of contact, but Bob is the tip of the spear in our distribution program right now. So if some of you all don't know, we purchased another building here at Thoroughbred Diesel, about 30,000 square feet. We are looking to pick up business-to-business accounts, as we call them here at the shop. Some of you guys that we can supply parts with. We are in a stocking position with probably our top 25 manufacturers, some really good people, and you can see them on that banner that's behind me there. So if you guys are a small shop, mechanics, whatnot, and you'd like to purchase some parts, we would love to have your business.
Absolutely.
And you can reach out to us and ask for Bob here. Bob's a good dude, and we'll get you taken care of. I'll talk on just a little bit about kind of what's going to make us a little bit different than everybody. There's a lot of distribution out there. There's a lot of different distributors out there that you can do business with. We hope to earn your business by giving you that hometown, treat you the way we want to be treated, give you good service, a little bit smaller of a company. All of our guys are very versed in technical issues, so they're going to be able to help you out in a little bit different capacity than I think that some of the other guys can help. So that's what we bring to the table, and we'd love to have your business for 2019.
Absolutely.
And going forward. All right, so let's get started here. I'm gonna let you answer any turbo questions we get today. Okay. Bob is a turbo man as well. He knows fuel injection as well, so he's pretty sharp. So Mason Latar, first thing we got here, it says, what should I do to my 1999 24 valve 4 exhaust? Mason, if you're looking to do a exhaust kit, if you're just looking for just a plain old exhaust kit, if you're not looking to do a stack or anything like that, my suggestion to you, if you're in a southern climate, anything south of Kentucky, I would go with 4-inch aluminized. Aluminized is not going to surface rust kind of the way some stainless steel kits do. But when it does start to rust, it will rust through, but you'll get good life out of it if you're not in a salty environment. I like 4-inch. A lot of guys like to run 5-inch. Very popular right now. Muffler, no muffler. Depends on what kind of noise that you're going to want out of a truck. It's going to be a little bit louder if it doesn't have a muffler on it. So that's kind of a general rundown on that. Keenan Carter says not really truck related, but 3LM 466 or S200 SXE. Depends on the motor and what you're planning to do with the truck, Keenan. Mason says, plus what would be a good replacement for fog light and cab lights? We carry Anzo, is a very good one that we carry. We also carry, can't think of the name of Recon. We also carry Recon, so check Recon out. That would be a good one for you too. Denton Rippey says delayed. Wait to start 99 Cummins first key on. It takes 5 to 10 seconds to light up the light. Any help? Denton, I have run into this on a couple of different trucks. I'll be honest with you. I think that it is an ECM problem. That's the engine control module. I don't know exactly what causes it. I've seen it. One time I had thought it'd be that it was related to the water and fuel heaters shorting out and giving problems, but that's not what it is. Did an ECM swap on a truck years ago. Had this exact same problem. Worked fine, but there was a delay in that. So if you figure it out, Denton, let me know. It's something I never went back to. So. Don Pence says, congratulations on a solid win for the Wildcats. Go Big Orange on the B-ball side. Yeah, y'all have got a hell of a basketball team, Don. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, we got picked up the win. Kentucky is a football school, so Georgia, we're coming for you. That's Adam's line. And what I really wanted to say was Alabama, we're coming for you. But he says probably a little bit early for that. Dustin Newsom says how to solve the Dodge death wobble. Dusty, there's a couple different ways that you can look at on that. A lot of people, nobody ever really thinks about tires. You always want to monitor your tire pressure. So make sure your tires are properly inflated. That can be a real thing, especially if you've got what we call, or I call it, it's not a real thing, but a belt that's busted in the tire can totally give you fits like that. What the hell was that, Bob, you reckon?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
Shit, it wasn't me. All right. But tires, you can think about that too. So you're going to want to go to track bar next. Check your track bar. Best way to check play in your track bar or your ball joint, or not your ball joints, I'm sorry, tie rods or track bar is sitting in the truck, all 4 tires on the ground. The front 2 tires, have somebody get underneath of it and look. Then you want to turn the steering wheel back and forth between the bumps, and the bumps is where it tightens up. It's going to have slack between the two. When you come to the bumps, go back and forth, and have somebody watch. The joints that have slack on them will show themselves, track bar being 1-0. You have to have enough movement in the frame to shift the axle, so you're going to want to be looking for that. Tires and track bar are what I'm going to suggest to you. Nick Sottle, plug to him. He says selling a very clean 1998 24 valve. DM him for details. So DM Nick for the 24 valve details. Colin, you need to DM him. Nathan Shelton, best way to flush diesel out of coolant after cups are installed. Nathan, that's actually a really, really good question. One of the things that I have done before is at your local AutoZone or whatnot, they have coolant flush kits where you can cut a heater hose. You can put this in, put a valve in there. You can hook your garden hose up to it, pull the thermostat out of the truck, and just let the water run. That'll clean it out the best way I know how to clean it out. That's my suggestion to you. 7-3 Ford, yes, sir. Zach Priestley says 03 LB7 kicks out of gear randomly in 5th gear, let off the throttle and get back into the throttle, and it's fine. Occasionally we'll limp it to 4th. Did some investigating on the output bearing on the transfer case, has some slip. Could that throw a sensor off and cause it to go dumb and kick it out of gear like it does? Zach, I want to say yes. It probably could be one of the speed. It could be the speed sensor doing it. I've never heard of that case in particular. The NSBU switch, I think you'd want to make sure that it is correct. Make sure that you're not getting a false signal from that. That's always the first thing to do on a house, is check the NSBU switch. Throw an NSBU switch at it if it's got an oil consumption problem or something like that. No, just kidding. But yeah, absolutely. Be honest with you, man, automatic transmission is just not my strong suit. Maybe somebody else will jump in here and help with that. I'm a standard transmission guy. But yeah, Casey Lehman says best deals and tuner kits on 2014 Power Stroke. I definitely suggest to do Easy Link. Casey, it gives you more room to grow inside of your tuning. As for the rest of it, really can't speak to it on here, but definitely look at the Easy Link platform. Stephen Willis says we got a fuel pump for you guys, and when we drive it, it cuts out and almost dies like it's not getting enough fuel. Stephen, first thing we want to know is what was the original reason that you changed your fuel pump? What's your lift pump pressure? Are you getting any codes? Have you checked your keyway when you installed it? If you're getting a 216 code, we want you to check your keyway. Stephen, give us a call. We'll be glad to help you. Got guys that work through it with you. I've got a dedicated person inside of the warranty department that will help you. He's a technician. He's really, really good. Give us a call. We'll get you taken care of, man. Charlie Christian, 98.5 Cummins, 500 plus flywheel horsepower, looking for a good single disc clutch, MD 4500. Have a dual disc in it now, but looking to go back to a single disc. Chris, I really could not advise you to put a single disc in that truck in good conscience. If I tell you to that you can put a single disc in that truck and holding 500 horsepower, it doesn't do you or me either good at the end of the day. 500 plus horsepower. You're going to be looking at 1,000 foot-pounds of torque on the ground. Stay in your double disc. Stay in the double disc. That's going to be my advice to you, man. Paxton Varnum says, I have 01 Dodge 3500 24 valve Cummins that get diesel in the oil. The entire system has been gone over. What do you all suggest doing, and how to go about it? New injection pump and lift pump, and burns white smoke. Paxton, first thing I'm going to ask you is, have you noticed any diesel fuel coming from the snout of the VP44? So the way that we look at that is with the engine running, you pull the oil canister off there and look to see if there's fuel spray behind that. It's kind of a rare failure, but the seal on the front side of the VP44 can push out, and it can leak a little bit of fuel. When it does that, it's actually going to spray, so you will see a pretty consistent fuel spray inside of the crankcase. You didn't tell me really how much diesel fuel is making it into the oil. So what my first thing that I'm going to think of is I'm going to probably go with maybe a feed tube that you have misaligned. Maybe you have an injector that is not properly seated, but most of the time with an injector that's not properly seated, you will see combustion that'll make it into the fuel tank. So if you're getting a little bit of fuel combustion in your fuel tank, I'm going to tell you you've got an injector that's not seated properly. But you could have a feed tube misline that's leaking a little fuel bind. It's somehow making it into the oil system. You could have a cracked head. That's a very real thing. We see more and more of that on the 24 valves, cracked head. So if you're just gaining a little bit of fuel over time that's getting in your oil, you're making a little bit of oil, I want to go with possible head crack. The only way to do that is you're going to have to pull it off, have the head checked, magnaflux, and have it pressure checked and go from there. Mackenzie Field says, do you like the Stealth 64 for the Duramax LMLs? Have you ever installed one? Any special tip? Mackenzie, the Stealth line of turbos are very, very good units. I definitely would suggest going with them if your horsepower goals are in that 600 plus range, if that's what you're looking for. Very good charger. Duramax Tuner does a very good job on their chargers. I have not had a chance to put one on an LML, but I've got a LML out back that is a perfect guinea pig for it. Would be a good one for that truck too. So Noah Westerland says, average price for a head stud job on a LLY Duramax. Noah, I would suggest for them to pull the heads off, have the heads checked, put new gaskets on. When you do your head studs, you're probably looking at about, most shops charge between 30 and 40 hours labor for that. Phoenix Friction or South Bend clutches. I've never run Phoenix Friction before, TJ, so I'm going to go with South Bend for sure. Sam Scudder 0759, my CTS2 does not show actual versus desired rail pressure, only actual. Do I have to adjust this in settings? No, you don't. Desired is not a parameter in the 0759s, unfortunately. Luke Tate says recommended fuel pressure gauge to go with AirDog 150. Depends on what your platform is, Luke. If it's a Dodge, anything 25 psi on a fuel pressure gauge would be great. Luke, thank you, sir. We appreciate that. I'm not the shit. Bob's the shit. Brian Hansel says, what are the common causes for the P1233 grid heater light and 10 chimes 62500 59? Brian, if you have a Smarty, I'm going to suggest for you to get the update file from Smarty. You can reach out to us and I can help you with that. Could be a fueling issue as well. Some of the high side fueling issues will throw the grid heater light. I don't know why it does that, but that's just the way it's set up. We can help you. Give us a call. We'll be glad to help. Quentin Odom, will a cold air intake help my 15 Cummins? Cold air intake is always a good idea. Cleanable, lifetime filters, cool down your charge air that's going into the turbo. All good things, man, for sure. All right. Thoroughbred Diesel, hi Bob. They said hi Bob.
Awesome.
You can't do any
Howdy
more,
back.
You can't do any more videos with me where you don't talk. So years ago, back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, Bob and I did a video together where we were introducing the Garrett line to Thoroughbred diesel, and Garrett was Bob was our official Garrett rep. So he came in to do the video with me, and I started talking, and I never stopped, and that's kind of been the running joke on
He's
videos.
Never let me talk, and I figured I wasn't supposed to talk today, but Adam told me to come on in here. So, Wade, as always, I'm happy to be your sidekick. So
Hey, man,
it's all good.
We're going to get right through it. Chad Cole is here. Chad Cole is famous. Dennis Craig is now calling in. He owns the company, so we might as well answer the call. Hello.
Well, hey.
Hey, how are you, sir?
Good. Question of the day. What report do you use for sales by brand?
Sales by brand 2, the second one.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. See you, man.
See you, Dennis.
All right. Brian Hansel, also no power loss, no CEL light goes out after a couple of minutes. I think that was in, he was the one that had the, yeah, absolutely, Brian Hansel. Smarty, let's do Smarty with you. Justin Warning says, what is the highest exhaust temp you could run on an 05 Cummins? I was thinking 1250 or 1300. Justin, if you have a Edge tuner, you're going to want to start, let's just say Edge, you're going to want to start your back down at about 1250 and 1300. That's when you're going to want to start pulling fueling off of it. You're going to really want to watch it at that temperature because it can climb really quickly. So at 1250 and 1300 degrees, you're going to want to start backing out. Unless you're in some sort of an application, you're in a racing application, truck pulling application, obviously, then all bets are off with that. But normal driving applications, you're pulling your camper, going up a small grade or something like that, 1250, 1300, that's when you're going to want to start grabbing another gear, try to get your RPMs up to help get the EGTs under control. Butch Rabbitoy, Butch, I'm sorry, man, I screwed up your last name. Just picked up a Quadzilla adrenaline from you. Are any tips and tricks on the install? Also, I got the quad on the way. I can add a fuel gauge. Anyway, I can add a fuel gauge. There is a upgrade kit for the iQuad to be able to monitor fuel pressure. I'm pretty sure, Butch, I'm a little bit rusty on Quadzilla. On your installation, no, set up on your tunes. You're going to want to try all of the different parameters that you can. And two things that you're looking for there: what do you like best on drivability and fuel economy? So keep those parameters. Keep a little logbook with you and let you know what you did. I pulled this much time. I put this much timing in it. I added this much pump stretch, whatever. Keep a logbook of that so you can go back to it and refer back. Hey, I like this. This runs the best like this. I get the best fuel economy here, and just try to keep track of it. That's probably going to be the best advice I can give you there. Paxton Varnum says the diesel is overflowing the oil spraying down the side of the truck. Pressure test passed straight out of the factory. Paxton, I don't know what you are talking about. Let me see. If you that was the 01 Dodge that's getting the oil in the or diesel fuel in the oil. Diesel is overflowing, the oil spraying down the side of the truck. Pressure test passed straight out of the factory. That's a compression test. You're still looking to figure out where the fuel is coming from, man. I would go ahead and just pull the injectors out. Let's go ahead and make sure that you've got all the injectors are seated correctly. Look for pressure in your gas tank as well, your fuel tank as well. Josh Darnell, 03 F350 Super Duty 6.0 Power Stroke EGR. Cat back deleted and studied. I've got a slight miss. Would that be injectors? Josh, good thing that you could do there is go ahead and get a power balance test done. Take it to somebody that's got IDS. They can identify a bad injector for you. Don't just guess at it. I would definitely take it to somebody that's got IDS to get a proper diagnosis on it. First time buying a Duramax 2015. What is a good tune to go with? We have some really good tuners that we work with here at Thoroughbred Diesel. Duramax tuner is excellent. GDP is excellent tuning. PPEI is all good tuning. If I left somebody out, I apologize, but most all of our guys are excellent tuners. All of our guys are excellent tuners on the Duramax platform, so give us a call. We'll be glad to help you out. Jake Anderson says 04 Dodge 5.9 missed like a Honda Civic when I'm really on it. Will a fast fix this? Jake, if it is bumping off a rev limiter, no, a fast won't fix it, but a fast would be a good idea to help you be able to keep up on rail pressure. It's going to help you protect your injector, so on. So yes, it would be a good thing for you. Brian Hansel says I'm running a CS2 tuner. Brian, I forgot what I think. I think you were the one that didn't have the actual one commanded. Christopher Toscano says, what is a good transmission? Cooler, 12 valve swap, 79 F350, 4-wheel drive with the 014R100 transmission. BD is a very good one. I've got a couple of different ones. BD is the one that jumps out to me there. That would probably be a good transmission cooler for you. Chris Christian again, been through 3 transmission housing. They keep breaking in half. Binding front mounting plate. Already have 3/4 inch struts on either side of the casing to try to keep it together. MV4500. Do you know anyone that makes a stronger housing? Chris, you have got a vibration somewhere that is costing you these transmissions housing. This would be a good time, man. You just really need to stop and you need to go through everything. Take your drive shafts, have the drive shafts balanced for somebody that can tell you what you got going on, because you have got something that is causing those failures right there. Don't change the clutch. The clutch is not what's doing it. You've got something out of balance, man. 13 Ram 6.7 Cummins turbo lag, got a POOAF code. Check my time here. Little smoke at idle. It's automatic, bad turbo or just control module. Runs fine on the highway, but still slow to respond. Lag on P00AF code. Little smoke at idle. It's automatic, bad turbo or just a control module. Ramiro, I'd like to see it. I'd like to know what your sweep is when tested on the turbo. What tuning are you running? We could get a log on it. If you're running tuning, get a log, turn it into your tuner. Let him take a look at it and tell you if he thinks it's a mechanical thing or possibly a tuning issue. I don't think it's a tuning issue if it didn't start as soon as you put the tune in it. But getting a log on it would be a good idea. Bob, we're close, man. I'm gonna take one more. Greg, you're gonna be my last one for the day. Greg Martin says, I've got an 0266 Duramax. Is it okay to cut off the OEM exhaust and 4-inch straight pipe it out the rear? Greg, I can't answer that question based on where you live. If you live in the United States of America, it's basically illegal to cut a catalytic converter out. So we're not going to cross that bridge. But we sell several different exhausts here at Thoroughbred Diesel. If you'd like to give us a call, we'd be glad to help you out with any of those. All right, Bob, that's it. We got to talk some of the talking points of what we got going on So first off, we would really like to see some of your all's feedback. We've usually got a really good core of people in here that are asking questions. We love that. Love to be able to help you. I do my very level best to answer every question that's asked. But as you can see, just like today, we run out of time. We don't get to everybody's questions. So I apologize for that. We do the best that we can. On busy days like today, this is what we have. So we would love to see some of your all's recommendations. Would you like to see us do some more polls? If you want Bob on more often, we'll have Bob on. Whatever you guys think, let us know. Let us know in your comments what you want to see us do differently, and we'll try to do it. If you want to get rid of my ugly ass, we'll get rid of me too. It's no problem. We have a couple sales going on right now at Thoroughbred. We have our fast titanium clearance going on right now. There's just a few of these pumps left out there. I know a lot of other companies are running this. We have stock here at Thoroughbred. We would be glad to ship to you. Let us know what you're looking for. But that is a really good sale right now. We have a special email promo going on for MBRP exhaust. MBRP exhaust, look on our website. It'll point you in the direction for the promo code. If you're looking at an exhaust, we definitely would suggest MBRP. They have a promo code up. It's going to save you a little bit of money. So if you're in the market for exhaust, we'd like to suggest MBRP at this time. Let's see. I'm going to give a power shot away. I like to give a power shot to somebody I didn't get a question answered. Blair, you were the next question up after I quit, so I'm giving you the power shot. Maybe we'll get to your question next week. I'm going to have Adam make a note of it, and we'll go from there. I'm going to answer one question that came in from YouTube real quick. Dana Campbell says, I have an 0867 Cummins, Put a new turbo on, still no exhaust brake. I have replaced the exhaust pressure sensor, the map sensor, getting smoke and power loss with exhaust brake on. Not sure where to go from here. Any suggestions would be appreciated. Dana, you've got to figure out signal going to the actuator at this time. If you're not getting signal to the actuator, you're not going to have exhaust brake. Couple different things you've got to look for. Is the switch inside the cab working? That's an oddball one, but you want to always check that. I have seen that before. You could have an ECM problem that's not letting signal get down there to the turbo. So before you have changed the turbo, what you need to do is you need to command brake on and see if the signal's getting to the turbo. If the signal's not getting to the turbo, obviously it's upstream of that ECM switch, something of that nature. To that response. I don't know if you guys know this a lot. If you go to things like AllData, there's a website called alldata.com. You can go to AllData, plug your truck in, and things like $19 a month, get a complete manual on your truck. If you have codes, it gives you trouble trees on the codes for you do-it-yourselfers. It's always a tip. Check out AllData for you guys that like to work on your own trucks. That'll definitely help you out. All right. I guess that's it. So again, Bob Geis with our warehouse distribution team. Bob, Chris Shear, who a lot of y'all probably talked to. Chris is a really, really good dude. My good friends Jimmy Rainey and JT Cleaver are back there as well. These guys are really going to they're really, really going to be able to help you on anything that you need. You guys are small shops. We'd love to have your business. That's the A team back there. They're going to get you taken care of. So, guys, we're back on track for Q&A. We will be back next week. We will try to answer all your all's questions. Blair, you won the power shot. Thank you all for watching today. You all have a good week. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody.